Hey everybody, welcome to lesson number 7, the disappointment detox. Now, what we're going to talk about today is one of the reasons why, doing network marketing can kind of be a personal development course with a paycheck attached. And some of the things you can learn in doing network marketing, especially this lesson we're going to teach you today, can apply in many areas of your life and completely change your life. So, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it a couple times. Unresolved disappointment occupies a place in your heart that faith is supposed to occupy. Say that again. Unresolved disappointment will occupy a place in your heart that faith is supposed to occupy. And remember we talked about the entrepreneur nervous system, the admin managers, and then your gut is the board of directors, but your heart is a CEO, right? And so the CEO, the founder, the entrepreneur visionary has to be able to see in the future and this is what we're going to create, okay? And it's going to be amazing. So when you experience disappointment, by the way, everyone experiences disappointment. The problem is no one teaches you how to deal with disappointment. And if you don't deal with it properly, you get stuck. In our industry, you'll see people maybe, they got into a network marketing company, the right product, the right time, and they killed it. And they were incredible, and they built an amazing business, but something happened to that business or something. And so they're the same person, right? But they're unable to duplicate that success in another amazing product or company, right? Why? Because the disappointment of why the first thing didn't work out, they never really resolved it, and they're stuck. So here's what a lot of people do. When trauma, disappointment, different things happen, and this is not just in business, this could be like failed marriage, abuse, something horrible happened, and you're so what happens is you're I never want that to happen again, right? So by accident, people go, well, why did it happen? And it seems like the logical question, right? Why did it happen? And the goal with asking that question is twofold. One, I need to make sure that never happens again. So I need to make sure that I don't ever make a mistake again. And then I can prevent this sort of thing from ever happening again. And hey, newsflash, it really doesn't work that way. You can't really prevent any disappointment in the future. It's going to happen, okay? But so that's the first reason, I want to prevent it from happening again. The second reason people ask why, they go, if I understood why, I think that understanding would give me a little bit of peace, and that peace would heal my disappointment, and then I could move forward. The problem with that, though, is that when you ask why, your brain's going to give you an answer, but your brain's not going to filter out the answers based on whether they're accurate or helpful, right? All it's going to do is bury you in BS. Now, the more disciplined you are, the smarter you are, you can ask that question in 5 million different ways. And here's the real trap. When you do that over an extended period of time, you're simply going to rewire your brain for depression and anxiety. You're going to train your brain. Don't look for the good in life. Don't look for what I'm doing well. Only look for the mistakes and what could possibly go wrong. And now you are super screwed because in life, you're never going to recover from that disappointment. And two, if we're talking about being an entrepreneur, you are stuck, right? This is not going to happen anymore. So there's a couple different approaches to this. One, don't ask why. Man, you don't want to point your brain in that direction. The questions you ask determine where you point your brain. If I'm a golfer, I don't stare at the sand traps and wonder why I never hit the green, right? Similarly, any sport you do, it's you got to look at where you want to go. Asking why is looking at the problem, okay? So ask some different questions. Ask, what's the hidden gift in what I'm going through? How can I take what happened and allow it to make me better and stronger? How can I most easily and effortlessly get to where I want to go? Those are the questions, right? If you want a little deeper dive on this, go on Netflix and look for a documentary called I'm Not Your Guru. It's about Tony Robbins. And in it, they follow him for one of these 3-day weekends, right? And in one part, this young woman stands up and she looks very worn out. And she goes, I'm from Brazil. I had to sell all my furniture to get here, okay? My whole family, they think I have my act together and they rely on me, but I'm actually just a broken person, right? You see, I grew up in a church that practiced ritualistic sexual abuse from a young age. And he's like, wow. And he looks at her and he goes this. He asks her, he goes, what is the hidden gift in what you went through? And you'd be asked, like, there's no possible way there's a hidden gift to that. He goes, ask her, what's the hidden gift, right? So the next scene is the next day, and she stands up again, and she looks fundamentally different. And she goes, I figured out what the gift is. So he goes, I'm going to overcome what I went through, and then I'm going to take what I learned in overcoming it, and I'm going to help thousands of women change their life, right? So you have to be able to look at, if the divine process in your life is to take broken and missing pieces and bring them together by divine ordering time, you have to receive it, right? And sometimes the most challenging things in your life are the things that end up, if you have the right perspective and if you ask the right questions, they can be the foundation to something really extraordinary in your life. But you got to follow this process properly. The other thing I would say on a little more spiritual, religious perspective is this. There's an interesting scripture in the New Testament. It says, God's peace passes understanding. So if you want to solve this also on a more spiritual level, part of it is going, okay, God, I'm not going to ask anymore why, but I have to have a divine peace. And if you can receive that divine peace, one thing you'll see is you can look back on the thing that caused you a lot of pain and be okay with it. Not because you understand it, but just because something healed your broken heart, right? And if you follow that process properly, one of the beautiful things is that you'll find that your area of great disappointment then can become your area of great triumph. Maybe you had a failed marriage and you don't understand, why did I marry that guy in the first place? What happened? Why did you do that to me? You can let go of that and you go, okay, what's the gift in it, right? What you can find is you can, in the future, step into a beautiful relationship that will radically exceed your expectations, even if you never understood why I married that other guy, why he did that to me, why he cheated on me. Like, who knows? I don't know, but I'm good. And my heart is healed, and now I have faith to move forward in life and as an entrepreneur. Anyways, hope that helps. Man, embrace this, dig deep into this. Watch this one a couple of times. If you can really get this lesson, it will change your life. And you'll have tools to help other people as well.